JD in the DC here, coming to you from the 202. So today I have a nice little treat for you. We're going to be working in the Solana ecosystem. I love Solana, the transaction. I don't know if you've ever been on it. I did a video about how to add a Phantom wallet to your browser, which is the wallet that you would use to interact with the Solana network. Right up here. If you want to check out that video on how to set up, if you've never had your Solana wallet set up and you want to go through that process, get it set up, get some Solana transferred into your wallet so you can do things on these particular types of websites, you can check out that video. It's on my channel. I'll put a link in the description as well. So as you can see, I have my Solana wallet set up here and active, not a lot in there, but this is just going to be something to show you about, give a little feedback on the website. And it's a rather new project, to be honest with you. I found it browsing around, doing some research, and I am super excited for this particular project. So Mixture, it's www.Mixture.money. And as always, I'll put the links in my description here for their official website. I definitely recommend going out to their Twitter, checking them out, hopping in their Discord, seeing what they're trying to make happen. You know, there's actually a lot of different websites like this on different ecosystems that have been extremely successful, and it just makes sense to have them on different ecosystems as well. So in this particular one, Mixture. So I'll go into why I really enjoy their product here. So they are basically a site. You know, once you come over here, you'll have to connect your wallet. You'll go in here, you hit continue, choose which wallet you want to that you have installed, and preferably something you have a coin in, either Solana or some other USDT, USDC. There's a bunch of other ones here we can check out. So we'll give it a second to collect. Well, that's taking a little bit. Shouldn't take that long. Usually when that happens, kick it out, pop back in. It's either my browser or something like that. It's rarely the website itself. Okay, so and a lot of these websites like this will synergize with other sites. So I have another project up here we're going to go over that works with Mixture, and it's called Atrix. Atrix Finance, another really cool site. Now this is like your traditional, you can provide swap, like the liquidity pools on here, swaps on here. There's liquidity farms and more. So this is just your docs, Twitter, Discord, how to get in touch with them, how to get involved with the project. Same thing here. First time when you're connecting your wallet from any Solana new site that you go to, in particular this one would be Solana, you connect your wallet, and it's always going to give you something of this nature where you connect, and then if it's your first time connecting, you have to approve the connection. So do that. Wallet connected, you'll see your wallet address up here that matches the wallet address that you have available. So let's dig into Atrix first, and then we'll see how that works with Mixture.money, and then we'll show you another side project that just released today that I think will be of interest to you folks, and you know, most importantly because it's kind of hitting at the ground level, and it's a fork of a very successful project that's already exists on the Ethereum network. So Atrix, here we are. So pretty basic here. You can do swaps. You can do swaps of these stablecoin. Mix is a stablecoin that you actually create through Mixture.money, and that is one particular thing that I am super excited about. Serum, Sol, MSol, which is the staked version of Sol on Solend. If you saw my Solend Solana trading video, I actually have I'll put a link into it in the description to that one if you want to check that out. That it shows you how to get the marinade stake Sol. That's what that is. So it's basically just your receipt token from Solana. If you stake it there, and then you can do all kinds of cool things with it. But that's not what this video is about. Just know that you can come here and you can swap for this stuff. So essentially with swaps, you can put in the top token here is the one that you have in your wallet. So let's say it's USDC coin. I have 55 cents. And I wanted to swap for Solana or maybe Mix, right? And you can see here, like I can type in a balance, or I can type max, and it's a pretty much almost a 1-for-1 swap here because they're both stable coins. There will be, I size is too small, so I can't do something like this, but realistically, that's all you would do, and then this button here would become active so that you can make the actual swap, and then it'll charge you a small fee, and super low gas. So I mean, you can do a transaction on Solana for like 0.00001 Sol, which, it comes down to less than a penny for every transaction, and it's super quick. I can't stress enough how much I love that particular part of Solana. So anyway, a pretty basic what this is: swaps back and forth. Pools. So these are liquidity pools. We didn't talk much about liquidity pools, and I'm going to do a video later on about these particular types of pools and what they do and why and how they work. But just for now, understand that you come here. Let's say I had some Solana, and let's find a different one. Okay, here, and this is very relevant to the video that we're talking about now and why I like Mixture so much. So, especially like I know everybody here in crypto is probably watching the markets like a hawk right now because of all the action, right? We got we have the COVID-19 Omicron variant out there causing a lot of FUD in the world and in the markets, and not just our market, within the stock markets and whatnot, and ultimately it's causing some troubles in paradise as far as the prices of crypto. That being said, that actually is part of the reason I was looking for safe havens for my crypto, right? And being able to find places, and one of the obvious places for a safe haven is in a stable coin. Ultimately, the risk is pretty low as to when you get a stable coin, the odds of it becoming unpegged, which is really the biggest risk, is that the stable coin becomes unpegged. And the odds of it happening to specifically these two, right, the USDT Tether and USDC coin, or USDC stable coins, are pretty low for all intents and purposes, right? And same for other stable coins themselves, right? They tend, the whole purpose is to stay pegged to the dollar in some form or fashion, and that's a whole different conversation. But the fact of the matter is, you could keep your profits, your losses, whatever it might be, but your money in crypto without actually taking it out of the system and turning it back into US dollars, right? And which will then allow you to quickly maneuver if something changes the market, or maybe something goes on sale, essentially, right? Something dips hard, as far as maybe Bitcoin dips hard, Ethereum or something, and it gets to a price where you're looking to buy. All of a sudden, well, you're prepped and ready because you have your stable coins ready to go, and you can make a purchase or something of that nature. But ultimately, I didn't want my money sitting there if and not collecting a gain of some sort, right? And I think most of you can probably feel the same way. I mean, if you wanted, if your money's going to be sitting there, in a lot of cases, if it's investment money, you want it to be working for you, hard at work actually. And if I wasn't able to find a stablecoin method to make at least 6%, right, the regular stock market average per APY, right? Then why would I keep it here? I would just take it out and put it into the regular stock market and invest in an index fund or something of that nature. So that's one option. So I went on the hunt, right, and it led me to this system, and ultimately I looked on Solana first and foremost because, again, low gas fees. It is super quick, low gas fees. Or when I say super quick, I mean the transaction speeds are super quick. So here we are. So here's a liquidity pair. So when you have a liquidity pair, it's essentially you're giving this pool, and almost $20 million is already in this pool. You're giving this pool a 50-50 quantity of value on each side of USDT or USDC, and this goes for any of these things. You're just looking at the value amount. So these happen to both be worth the same, and they don't move, right? So it's $1 here, $1 here. So if I wanted to add liquidity to this pool, I would have to do it. Let's say I had $2, right? I would add $1 USDT, and I would add $1 USDC. Same thing with the MSOL here, the marinated SOL and the USDT. So I would add let's say $1 worth of MSOL, whatever that comes out to be. Obviously, MSOL isn't, I'm not talking about, one token of MSOL. I'm saying $1 worth. And on the other side, I would have $1 worth of USDT. So that happens to be one token. And then you would add tokens in the liquidity to these pools in that nature. So here, let's take a look at it. And you can see here both. When you're depositing liquidity, it's both sides of it is a deposit. When you're withdrawing, you're putting in liquidity tokens, and you're getting out equal values on both sides here. Okay, that's why you have this one here for these. This is what you're inputting, and you're getting these two things out. So what's happening here, right? When you enter in, let's say we did that. Let's say we entered in $1,000 of USDT and $1,000 of USDC, and we provided them as liquidity. Okay, when you put this, so it's $2,000 investment, right? We would put this into the pool, and from there, when people are doing swaps, okay, and they're trying to swap for USDC or I'm sorry. So here, when they're trying to swap for USDC, let's say, I don't know, something else. There we go. They put in one Solana, they'll get $194 or 194 USDC stablecoin in return. And when they do this swap, they'll also see here, now I don't have enough in here of anything to do any of these swaps, so you can't see it. But if you went on here, you'd be able to see a breakdown of the costs and how much you're going to get out. And included in there is going to be a fee, okay, that goes to the liquidity outside of gas. So it's not the transaction fee, but it's a fee. It's a small percentage fee that will go to the liquidity providers. And it does that, so just remember that, okay? So let's go over here to pools. So when you go back to our pool here, so let's say we're back, we have $2,000, we stuck 1,000 into USDT, we stuck 1,000 in USDC, and then once you enter this into the pool, you actually get a token back, and it's a receipt, okay? But we call them LP tokens. You might have heard the term, but essentially you get a receipt back, and that receipt, when you're ready to pull this liquidity, your $2,000 back out of this thing, so let's go over here, withdraw. You would put the LP token. So here it's ALP. That's what you would actually get in your wallet. However many of those is equal to the $2,000 investment. Okay. You would put that back into the pool, and you would get out that value of equal value on both sides of USDT and USDC. So if it was $2,000, you would get the $2,000 back, and that doesn't move at all because you're providing stable coins, right? So the values of the stable coins are going to move, so you're going to get that $2,000 back. But the point is, you can while you have your liquidity. So why would you do this, right? When you have, how do you make that fee, right? That should be your next question. So if you have this LP token in your wallet, okay, you provided the liquidity to the pool, you have this LP token in your wallet, what you can then do, right here on the website, you can see there's these farms, okay, and a lot of sites have these types of things. So you could come down here to this farm, and you could stake your LP token, okay? So here it is, $16 million worth in this farm. You would stake your $2,000 or your $2,000 worth of LP tokens, and you would make 3% APY and this is, they'll pay you in SRM, okay, which is Serum. So that's not too bad. You would just hit stake. You would come up here, and you would actually, so right here's you would type in or enter in however much balance you had in that token, put it in the pool, and then from here you'll start earning rewards. You can come back to this page and see how much you've earned over time. And that is paid to you from the swaps, right? Where's the money coming from? So the swaps themselves are actually what you're making money on. And you can see some stats about the particular farm, how much is staked, what the emissions are. So this is how much is being generated. Serum is being generated per day on the total amount of the pool, and then you make from this total here, you make your share, like for however much liquidity you provided. So if you provided 50% of the liquidity in this pool, you provided $8 million of this liquidity, you'd make 50% of this per day, okay? And that's just pretty simple. Now when you're ready, to unstake and get your liquidity back, you can come over here, unstake it, do your thing. You'll get your LP tokens back, because when you stake the LP tokens, they leave your wallet and they go into here. Okay, so you won't find them in here anymore, which means when it comes time that you want to get your $2,000 out of this liquidity pool, you need to first make sure you unstake your liquidity token. You got to get your receipt back. Okay, they're holding it for you, and you're gaining these 3% APYs for to allow them to do that. So you would just come in here, unstake your LP token, get it back into your wallet. You would collect all your rewards that you've earned at that point in time. Go back to the pool. Then you would simply just withdraw, put in the LP tokens here, and get your USDT and USDC back, and then that would go into your wallet. That's as simple as that gets. And you can do that all from Atrix. Phenomenal. So you're like, okay, well, where does Mixture.money come into play? Excellent. Glad you asked. So let's back up a step. Let's say we did all of that. Okay, we provided liquidity to a pool, but we didn't stake it. Now, since we have our LP tokens so we got to the point, we got our LP tokens in our wallet, but we didn't stake it in the pool. Okay, so we're not making this 3%. Okay, you with me here? All right. Now, the nice thing about these websites is that it's in your Solana wallet, and I can connect my Solana wallet anywhere I want. Okay, so I come over here to Mixture.money and connect my wallet here, and now I can actually take that ALP. These are all liquidity pool tokens, okay, that you can use those tokens to put into these pools. Now, first thing you might notice, that same USDT, USDC stablecoin liquidity token, your receipt token, stake, I could put that in here, okay, and make 3.16% serum. So immediately your first thought is, okay, that's 0.16% more than it was before. You're exactly right. Awesome. So initially you're like, okay, great. This makes more sense. I can make 0.16% more money. You know, it's a simple math problem there. Now the part here that's really kicker is this minting of Mix. So again, Mix is its own stablecoin. Okay, and the way this works. And we're gonna focus on this stablecoin pair here for the moment. But you'll notice down here, because these are all different. Okay, because stablecoins are very particular because they don't move up and down in price. With these other types of liquidity pairs, okay, you can tell. So one side of it is a stablecoin, doesn't move in value. Great. The other side is a value moving token. So Solana, they can go up and down in value. So it changes the value of the liquidity pair. And as a result of that, that means the value of of the stake of what you put in here could go up, right? The Solana could go up, and we notice that has happened. But also it could go down. And that means the value of what you provided could go down. So let's go into this here. Let's touch base on these here actually real quick, and we'll come back to the main event. So you'll notice this liquidation ratio. Okay, so in this sense, this is a way you can stake your liquidity tokens, earn a reward, but also use them as collateral. You notice that's one of the things here. So one of the first column. So this is the particular collateral that you'd be doing. So you'd be taking the value. Remember, let's say we added liquidity in $2,000, right? We did 1,000, maybe 1,000, 1,000. You know, so whatever the value, the value we're putting in, let's say it's $2,000. Okay, $1,000 worth of SOL, $1,000 worth of SOL, which, you know, how many tokens that is, 9 tokens, whatever, and then $1,000 worth of USDC, which is just 1,000 USDC tokens. So let's say we put that in here. Now, in order to interact with this thing, you just click on the mint button. And what I love about this is that, let's say you put $2,000 in here. So what this allows you to do, you can put $2,000 in here and not even do the minting thing. So the minting thing is really the powerful part of this. But if you just put the $2,000 in here and didn't mint anything, you'd still make this reward on that money. That's first thing to know. So that's the like next step up from this, right? But if you wanted to, you could mint this stable coin, and you can mint up to, you can't go above, or let me make sure I got this right. Your collateral, you can't go below the liquidation ratio. And what that means is you're technically borrowing the mint, okay? You're minting it, and you're creating brand new. So these mixed tokens, when you create them, however many you create, they're worth $1 a piece. They go into your wallet and you can spend them just like any stable coin. So you could take that mix, that stable coin, and you can go out to this swap site. So I don't know if you noticed, but one of the tokens in here is Mix, and you could swap it. Like, you could essentially borrow, let's say on that $2,000, right? I could borrow up to 75% of Mix before, once you get over that though, you get liquidated. And what does that mean, John? So that means that they'll have to sell your position in order to pay back the borrow if your position drops below a certain threshold. Okay, these are over collateralized loans, which just means if you have, like, for example, if I have $100 here, I can borrow 75, and it's over collateralized because they can take as much as they want. They can still take up to $75 to pay off that loan instantly, right? So I'm given $100 to borrow 75. You know, unless my $100 drops close to or below 75. So if it dropped below 75, we have a problem, right? I don't have enough for them to take and borrow and pay back the lender automatically. So they don't even let it happen, right? So they have these thresholds that they say, okay, check it out. So using that example, if you have $100 and it starts to drop to like 80, maybe $76 value, they'll say, okay, flag them for liquidation. They'll sell your position, their entire position. They'll pay back the lender $75. That's why it's no risk to the lender. And for you, the risk is you just gotta avoid getting liquidated, and then you'll collect the remaining, right? So you'll like if they'll pay back $75 to the lender, so they make sure that the lenders never lose any money, and then the remainder, whatever's left. So in this case, it'd be $1 if it got to 76, right? You would collect your dollar back. So the idea here is the risk is if Sol USDC, if Sol dropped to a point that put that value close or low, or very close or equal to the value of how much you borrowed, they're gonna pay back the lender. They're gonna say, hey, look, no deal, let's pay back the lender, just to be safe, right? And why not? And it allows us to do these trustless loans essentially. So with that in mind, in this case, so that's how this would whole work. So I could, but technically I could come out here and I could, if I had $2,000 in a deposit, I could pull out, oh dear, what's it? Just doing some quick math here. I guess I should have probably done this beforehand. So I could take out $1,500 worth of, I could mint $1,500 max. I wouldn't do that because that puts me so close to getting liquidated. But I could technically borrow up to that much. I could mint that much, and then I could take that mint somewhere and spend it however the heck I want. I could swap it for Sol. I could swap it for something else. Like so I could even come out here. I could swap it for Sol and then stake that Sol, right? Make another 6%. Wouldn't that be neat? So get you thinking, right? All right. When you have two pairs, one's a stable coin and one's a value moving coin, you add that level of risk. Now let's take away that risk, because this is where the money happens right here. Okay, so what if we have two pairs that don't move in value like we do here? Okay, there's a reason it says never liquidate, because they can't move in value. Okay, they will actually come, if you click on this, you will see you can borrow up to 98% of the value that you put in. Okay, and remember, this is a collateral ratio. Okay, so that's why I'm saying, so I'm just taking this and the 102 here, and I'm essentially just minusing the 2% away from to get the 98% thing. But if you were to put $100 in here, right? So here, and you can clearly see this. So if I were to put $100, or I'm sorry, 100 tokens, like 100 LP tokens in here, You notice it said it's worth $200. Okay, so if I put $200 worth of LP tokens in here, so it'd be 100 of each, right? I could borrow up to 196 and never be at risk of liquidation, because these two pairs will always be $1. So think about this. This is insane. So I could put this money in here instead of in that 3%. Still make 3% on this $200, right? I'll make 3% on this $200 or 2,000. Let's go back to the 2,000. I could I want to say, so that would be if I had $2,000 worth, right? I would put $2,000 into this deposit worth of, goodness, it's resetting it on me. All right, there we go. And I could pull out, I could take a loan on 1,000. I could mint 1,961 stable coins, all worth $1, and never be at fear of getting liquidated. And then I could take this 1,961 and I could do whatever I want with it. So maybe there was something else you wanted to invest in, okay? Maybe I come back over here and this time I add that $2,000 to a different liquidity pair. And then I come over here and do this. Or maybe I just add it again. Maybe I buy another round of USDT, USDC pairs and put it back in here and mint. And then I do it again. And then I do it again. And then I do it again and again. So think about this, okay? And every time you're doing that, you're making 3% on 3.17% APY in Serum, which is, again, awesome. Well, again, awesome. Because Serum is very, very active in the environment. Serum is what a lot of the dexes are, the decentralized exchanges are built upon. And it's just, I mean, this is just a win, in my opinion, honestly. This kind of leads me into my next point here. One last thing about this. When you're ready to withdraw your position on this, you will need to pay back your mix. In mix, when you repay, I can't click on it, but when you repay this, you need to repay it back in the token that you borrowed. Mix is the token. So you would have to go over here and you'd have to do a swap in the other direction for mix, right? Yeah, and get however much mix out that you need to repay. You'd repay it and then you get your LP tokens back, and then you go back to Atrix and you go to the pool, and then you do what we did before. You would withdraw, put in your LP tokens, get out your dollars, and then you're off to the races again. Awesome. So let's say you put in your $1,000, your $2,000 worth of USDT, USDC, and you minted your 1,961 mix. Well, if you've heard of DAO, these things are sweet, and they're not a scam. Some are very much. Now you have to be careful, right? Because anybody can copy code, anybody can spin something up, but it takes a community, right? Like if you with any of these projects, you know, the fear is scams, rug pulls, all this other stuff, right? And I get that. But that being said, there's a few things you can do to protect yourself against that. And I'm actually going to link a video to one of my one of the channels that I absolutely love, and I highly recommend you check out his video. It's a Whiteboard Crypto, and he kind of goes through, Theodore goes through some of the risks and how to avoid getting scammed. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm not even going to worry about talking with it, but just understand, like, these DAOs typically aren't scams, right? You really just need to get behind like what they're trying to do itself, the code, and the how things are structured. That part is completely legitimate. Okay, it just takes a while to understand what they're doing in order to provide you with these types of crazy APYs. But that being said, never mortgage the house. Don't ape in. You know, that's what they call it, aping in. Don't do that. You know, start with a little bit of money and just try it out. See what's going on. With this is so new. It literally dropped today. Okay. So remember, we got mix out, right? 1,900 something mix. You can come over here. And Atrix, actually, on Atrix, but they now have the God token available to swap on here, so that's good. And then also, so you could just go out, buy some of that God token and just stake it right here and just start getting this 5-day ROI, this crazy APY. You can just start right off the bat like that. But another way you can do things is you can bond them, and it uses the Mix token and the Mix liquidity pair. Anytime you see this ALP, it's a liquidity pair. But this is just the Mix stablecoin. So what's happening here is if you bond something, you and it tells you right here, provide liquidity to Mixture supported Atrix liquidity pools, tells you where to go. Mint Mix stablecoin from Mixture using the so this is literally telling you what to do, and then you can click on bond and redeem God as it invested over 5 days. So essentially you hit bond here, you put in as much mix as you want, and you get they give you this God token over the course. It vests over the course of 5 days. Okay, and you can see I actually have some that I'm playing around with in here. Okay, I actually did do this before the God token even became available. So what happened here is when I did this, the bond price was at $500 earlier today. So that means it locks in your price. So when I bonded, I'm getting God tokens, okay, over the course of 5 days. And they're giving them to me at a discount. They're giving to me at that $500 when I initially did this. Okay, the God token has shot up. It's almost $1,000 by now, but it's getting vested over. So it's locked in over 5 days, and they give you these rewards over time. The nice thing is I can come in here at any point, and because this is on Solana, you can watch, sit here and watch. My claimable reward will go up constantly. Why is that? Because it's doing these rebases, and some of these other DAOs are doing these rebases in 6-hour increments, whatever it is. This is doing it all the time, so you're constantly getting parts of your reward. So you can come in here, and I'll just do one for you. Let's just do it. Make sure I got the right wallet here. Cancel. I don't have the right wallet. Let's switch this here. Let's go to my personal, because that's where my stuff's at. Connect and reconnect, just to be certain. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Yep. Oh. There we go. Okay. So when I'm ready, I come in here and I can hit bond. So here's where I would put in mix, and basically I can put in however mix I have, and it'll give me a discounted. So it'll give me an equivalent amount of God token equal to the bond price over 5 days, which means if the price of the token goes up over 5 days, well, you're still getting your tokens at 941. So I'm still getting my tokens at $500. You feel me? All right. So I can come up here at any point, and I can just redeem these. Okay, and it tells you the time until fully vested, ROI, you're early. That just really is a testament to how early this really is. I mean, literally dropped today. So now I redeemed it. Now I come over here and I take that God, and I could go sell it. Sure, I could, but we're talking about 3.3. We're talking about 9.9. We're talking about really compounding our gains. I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to keep staking this. Because why? Because now I'm making this fat 19% over 5 days. And this fluctuates, right? Like it definitely fluctuates. That being said, though, this is so new, and it's the perfect time to get in, because a lot of times, let's take a look here, CoinMarketCap. Let's take a look at so this is a fork of something called DAO. Okay, you might have heard of it, Olympus DAO. So over the course of its lifetime, okay, when it starts, like, you're gonna notice something about this. This thing shot up. It started right around, actually right around the same place. I think it did start right around $200, $300, $400, yeah. And then, I mean, at one point it shot up to 1,400, and then they had a huge sell. But we have all seen, like, we can probably look back on the Bitcoin charts and see what this is all about. Shot back up again, and then honestly back up again. You know, so point is, you can make some decent money on these types of things. Let's look at Time Wonderland. That's another good one on the Avalanche network. So Olympus DAO was the first one. It's on the Ethereum network. I completely do not want to invest in that simply because of the gas fees. The amount of time I can redeem these, like every redemption on the Ethereum network would be like $200, and I'm exaggerating there, but it's a lot of money. Wonderland, actually, the gas fees on Avalanche are really nice. But you can see here, so this is the all time, right? It has done pretty much one thing and go uppity up, 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 up. And it shot down here, but I'm going to be honest with you, Bitcoin started plunging right around here. If you look at the date, right? Like things started going, well, actually, I think it was right around here where Bitcoin started to be like, bye. So anyway, and it's already starting to recover. But the point is the APY offsets the loss in value, which is pretty interesting. So long story short, God DAO, something to take a look at. You know, don't ape in, don't sell the house. But definitely maybe put a few dollars in it and just see where it takes you. I definitely recommend. So as for my video, this is I think it's getting a little long here, so I'm going to let you guys go. Drop me a line, give me a like. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's any changes or anything additionally you'd like to see about this or any questions, please drop them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them for you. I keep watching that type of thing. Drop me a like if you can. I really appreciate that. It helps the algorithm, so like puts me a little bit higher on the search results. And you know, in the end, understand, you know, I'll shoot with you straight with all these stuff. And fact is, I have no problem putting, I don't know if you watched any of my other videos, but I have no problem putting my financials out there, because ultimately, you know, I want you guys to trust trust in me, because I'm putting my money where my mouth is, right? I'm doing the things, and my real goal with these channels is to essentially do the things for you, do the experiments, see what's out there, and really see if you can actually make a return. Because I will not suggest to you something, I will not recommend something if I don't think you can make money on it, or more importantly, if I didn't make money on it. I've already made money on this, okay? Then let's call it Mixture.money, Mixture.money, Atrix.finance, and Gods.so on the Solana network. This is JD in the DC. I'll see you guys later.